of Alice Muller, which we've related about on various occasions inside this series, how important it is to learn within regards to horrors of what happened in the 1940s. Now, the author of Alice Muller actually relates over this. Something actually occurred, I believe, on March the 27th in the year 1942. She says, the author does, the WANNSEE conference took place in January of 1942, informing all the Nazis that the plan of annihilation of the Jews of Europe was in effect. That Purim happened to be on March the 3rd in that year. There was a President TISO of the Slovakian independent state declared for parliament that the Jewish citizens of his state would be deported by rail for resettlement in concentration camps. In the next few days, the civilians in charge of rail operations were informed of their upcoming duties. This was all kept secret, but knowledge of the plan then leaked, and both Orthodox and NEOLOG reform rabbis wrote to TISO without any response. Catholic clerics and Jewish leaders alike went to the Pope, but he refused to help. He had been promised that new converts, regardless of why they converted, would be protected, which was accepted. But there was a parliament member that let Jewish leaders know what was planned. We can see this reference from the book My Name is Alice by Alice Muller. He informed the leaders, and some men were able to hide. But many thought it would be Labour-like. The previous year, they included TZVI Muller, who thought he would explain to the HLINKA GARDA when they came that he was already considered 36 and therefore should not be included. But that night happened to be the Hebrew date of the 10th of Nissan. The HLINKA GARDA came to the door. They battered it. They screamed. Mrs. Muller awoke and answered the door and tried to explain the age issue, but was pushed aside. They took TZVI Muller away, and his further journey into, let's say, hell is traced in his daughter's Alice's book. His life was eventually taken using the monies that the Slovak government had stolen from the Jewish communities. But the author states, why is this important now? She says that because if we live in a world where we let go of our heritage, there'll be the repetition of the same mistakes. In end of September and in the beginning of October 2023, there were young women soldiers that were part of the IDF that reported that there was an unusual activity at the Gaza border. But these reports were not taken seriously at the time. Those with a knowledge of the Holocaust know that, let's just say, this is what the author says, that some Arab leaders were advisors even to Hitler at the time, and especially felt the burning of the Jewish people. They actually thought themselves what a idea it was. Those who saw the terrorists' belongings saw pictures even of Hitler at the time. The crematoria of the 1940s were transformed into burning of very, very horrifically living infants. The author says that they were woken up by gunfire on Israeli radio that happened to be on before Yom Tov. It felt to Alice like a recreation of the Holocaust. The author says now it is time to make sure that every student in the world, and especially Jewish students in Israel, learn about their heritage. That is the only way to make sure it never happens again. The author very much recommends that children read all of Alice Muller's books that go from age 8 to adult, as well as the many other survivors' works. Young college students should be taught Holocaust education. All of this should be done in the merit, the zchut of Tzvi ben Yaakov Noach. He happened to be a true pioneer who wished to get to Palestine at the time. This way he will carry Israel on the road to better safety. and be a part of the eventual, let's say, geula, redemption, as we say in English. Amen. That's all we can say to that. Now, this is not the first installment we've done of different tidbits from the book of Alice. We've done on several videos already this year. So I recommend everyone to look at these books, to purchase these books. I believe they're available on Amazon. I'll put on the thumbnail the picture of the book cover also, and watch those previous videos we also did within regards to Alice and the different let's just say messages that the author gave, important messages to educate the next generation and the next generation afterwards, and never forget what actually happened in that time period. And it's fitting, we are in the month of Nissan. We're actually recording this on the first day of the new Hebrew month of Nissan, the month of Passover. And this very much was relating over to parts of the story within regards to the 10th of Nissan, which happens to be the same month. 1942 was only from the time of recording approximately 83 years ago, I believe. Not so many years ago it was, so we should never forget. And please, everyone, watch the previous videos recorded on this specific topic. Recording this just after Shabbat of Pekudei. We're on Rosh Chodesh Nisan, so wishing you a good week to everyone. Blessings and a Shavua Tov. As we say, that means good week in Hebrew. So take care and be well, everyone.